so insane.
Hello and welcome to the Madhouse, episode 108. I'm Oldness by 53, the host of this podcast, and joining me this week for this episode I have...
I'm Steven, also known as Steve Kovoc, and I exist.
I'm Lucas. I also exist. Hi.
Yeah, it's bigdinoguy here, people.
Okay, so the first thing that should be addressed, because we are doing a Disney episode here, we're doing Disney Part 2 here, Disney bought Marvel, so it's kind of a big deal here. Stan Lee has passed away. I think we should talk about it for a little bit, because it's really big. I did not expect it. Wow.
Wow.
What do you guys think of this?
Wow.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words when I first heard the news.
Yeah.
I'm just at complete and utter loss for words. I mean, whether it's for the live action films or the comics themselves, Marvel has still been a big part of my life and my family's life.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just words cannot express how shocked my dad and I are both been. It's wow. I could not believe it.
Yeah,
it's gotten to the point to me that like it almost felt like he would never actually, die.
I never thought he
was immortal.
I never thought he would die too. I was surprised.
When I heard it, I thought it was just another one of those like internet joke things, like
Yeah.
ha ha ha, tricked you. But no, I was like, oh shit, he's actually
Anything
dead.
but.
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of like when two actors that I couldn't, I was like, that's not true. It was when Carrie Fisher and Alan Rickman died. I'm like, what? That's not true. That's fake news. And then it's like, oh shit, they actually did. They passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
because he seemed perfectly healthy and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, come on, he couldn't be dead. He's healthy. He's healthy as
And
a horse.
then it's like Stan Lee. He's like the mind of Marvel. And he's gone. And I got to unofficially meet him. I got his autograph, and it was
The
like,
man is a superhero titan.
yeah,
Like,
he was just amazing.
I mean, probably the biggest ones for me ever was when Robin Williams died,
Yeah.
because I can't tell you how many of his movies I had seen, how big he was to my family and I. I listened to a lot of his old stand-up comedy routine as well. And years later, when I'm a little bit older now, I can appreciate exactly how he came through it all, through addiction in the 80s and whatnot. And he and Stan Lee are probably the two biggest holy shit that just happened. I couldn't believe that either one had passed away. I mean,
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, that was like, really? The princess died? Oh my God, are you serious? But the other two, all three of them, it's horrid. I mean, they were very much older people though, and they had done some fantastic work just in the public eye. I mean, Carrie Fisher and her different roles was phenomenal, and I can guarantee you, so many girls out there are still thanking her to this day, because a princess that's an action movie and eventually becoming a general, it's a huge symbol. And Stan Lee as well, he literally created worlds for people. He was one of the many minds behind the greatness that is Marvel, but he's the one that humanized it. And that alone is just a highly remarkable achievement. So I don't think that we should be sad that he's gone, because he was always going to die. We're all going to die one day, but
I honestly
he did amazing things.
It was time, because when I saw the Venom movie and I saw the cameo, I'm like, he does not sound good, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's really frail, and I don't think he's gonna last. And then it turned out, it's like, man, what a year!
I saw the movie literally the day before he died.
You saw him?
Yeah, I saw Venom the day before he died, and I had the exact same reaction actually.
That's crazy.
But I mean, he had filmed I think he had filmed 4 cameos.
Yeah, I think he's filmed Captain
all
Marvel,
in one day because of his failing health.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, Avengers 4, and Spider-Man from Home.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
And then,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
But I had just
So.
a few days before he passed away, I'm playing through the Spider-Man PS4 game, and I just saw his cameo in that.
Oh man, just sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a big deal because he created so many characters, and so many beloved characters like Spider-Man, the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all of those. And then there's this video I was watching. There's this channel that I follow who's like comic book news and stuff like that. And he's the one channel that I've been kind of following where it's one of those guys you don't really think he would ever get emotional. And for the first time, I got to see this guy on YouTube get emotional for the first time. He's like, this guy I don't think he's ever cried before, and he did. He had it very emotional. It's like, oh my god. It's a big deal. So, I mean, considering I got to see him at Comic-Con, I didn't really talk to him because he wasn't doing well, but I got to see him and I got his autograph, and it was pretty amazing. And the fact that he's gone, it's hard to move on for that. I mean, he was 95. He wasn't doing well. His last Seattle Con was his last Seattle Con, so it's obvious why he didn't come back after that. And I knew sooner or later he wasn't going to last. Mm-hmm. He's getting really old, and his health wasn't very good, so I think it was his time. But he lived a really good life, honestly. He lived an amazing life, and he brought so much joy to millions with his stories. And that's the amazing part about it. So, yeah, I think he's a remarkable man, and I think he deserves all the respect in the world.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Exactly. So, anyway, I think we're done with that topic. Are we done with Stanley?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a Disney episode, we did a part 1, and during episode 70 something, I don't know what it was. And I wanted to feel longer than doing a Disney part 2 because there's a lot of Disney stuff coming out recently. There's The Nutcracker, there's Wreck-It Ralph 2, there's Mary Poppins, and I think even other ones earlier in the year. But there's a lot of stuff like Disney Remakes coming out next year. There's a sequel to Mary Poppins coming out this year, which looks amazing. And I just wanted to first talk about Disney Remakes, and the question is, why are critics so tired of them? Why do they keep getting bashed?
Mm-hmm.
If any ideas?
Why are critics getting tired of it? Because people don't like to have change, especially for the old films. I can tell you right now, when they first said, "Hey, we're doing the Jungle Book,"
yeah,
I hadn't seen the Jungle Book in a very long time, but I knew how beloved it was. I knew exactly how much it was, and for the bare necessity.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot go along with that song, and it doesn't matter how many different times you've seen it, if you have or have not. They are ingrained in pop culture, and then all of a sudden they're like, "We're going to re-release it with a new twist." And Jungle Book, in my opinion, was fucking fantastic. I love that movie. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's better than
they're remaking it again?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're making a version of it, yeah.
But people don't really want to have their films ruined. For example, as we were mentioning earlier, Stan Lee and I mentioned Rob Williams.
Yeah.
When they were first saying like, "Hey, we're going to be doing a live action of Aladdin," I mean, there's no way that anyone can even possibly replace Rob Williams as a genie. No fucking way. I mean, just alone. I mean, if you look at some of the ways that he even got the role to begin with, and how much they wanted to have him in there, I mean, that's going to be a completely different movie. And people, one, don't want to change the classics, and two, they don't want to ruin them either. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are kind of against it. Personally, for me, if they're going to make a good movie, then I think that they should make a good movie. One of my favorite films of all time is a remake of a timeless classic called The Producers.
Oh, yeah.
I love the version where I haven't seen the original in a very long time, but my favorite movie of all time is Producers, where it has the guy that played Music Man. I forget his name. He was also in the American Godzilla film.
Yeah.
From the 97, and he, that guy. And then also had the guy that played
Matthew
Timon. the guy that played Timon in The Lion King.
I'm saying that you were talking about the guy from Godzilla. That's Matthew Broderick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Nathan Lane. Yeah, Matthew
Yeah,
Broderick.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
And it's a remake, and yeah, it's a fantastic film in its own right. I mean, even Ocean's 11 is a remake of its own right. One of the most fantastic westerns of all time, the Magnificent Seven, I believe it is, the old classic movie with John Wayne in it. I believe John Wayne was in it. I haven't seen the movie myself. It's renowned as a classic, but it's a retelling of the original Seven Samurai. So you can do completely one-offs of an original story.
Oh yeah.
But because it is Disney, it is a classic, it's something that's ingrained in our society all across the world, people just don't really like it.
Yeah, and
That's my 2 cents.
There's a lot of Disney remakes. So there's Dumbo, there's Aladdin, which I'm pretty hyped for because they had an amazing trailer for that. And Lion King's getting a remake. Pinocchio's getting a Netflix remake from Guillermo del Toro, or how is his name?
Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, he's making a Netflix adaptation of Netflix.
Oh my god, he's fucking remaking Pinocchio.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
That whale is going to be grotesque.
I'm just like, I think also Nutcracker got remade this year too, and it was really good. It was one of the best I've seen out of all the Disney movies I've seen remaked anyway. But it got bashed, of course, because people don't want to bash on everything. But I'm kind of annoyed at this point where like critics just want to bash. Like, what are they like? It's like when I was watching. I know, and I've mentioned this before, and it was because it's a channel that does sin videos. It's like they were sinning Beauty and the Beast because it's a musical and everyone gets a song. It's shit. It's like, no.
Excuse me.
It's like you don't. It just means you don't like remakes. So why are they remaking it? Because it's been such a long time since they've made it, and you want to see what it's like to see a live action version of that. Because I love seeing new versions of classic movies, and I don't know. It's just
the actual reason they're remaking it is because we're going to buy tickets. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? I mean, I know that Big Dunn got already answered this, but what do you guys think about why do you think critics are tired of these Disney remakes?
Because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And they're never going to be better than the original, at least when it comes to the cartoons.
Yeah, that's
Disney
true.
cartoons. So.
Yeah, I do think people are just kind of tired of them. Like Lucas, you makes a pretty good point about that.
Yeah. Yeah. People just like to bash them. I don't think there's a real clear answer. I mean, we can make assumptions.
Yeah,
we don't know anything. We can assume. We can be like, that's probably that's the reason is.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're a bunch of dumbasses on the internet. That's what we are.
But the question is, part 2 of that question is, why should they keep making them? Why should Disney keep making them, and why is it a good thing they're making them?
Wow.
It probably has a lot to do with I don't know, just maybe there's still a demand for it. There has to be an audience. I mean, that's just how the stuff works. They don't make the stuff if there isn't a demand for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So there has to be, people somewhere in the world that are buying this up.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're making it because there's a market for it.
Oh yeah.
Whether you're in the majority of liking it or in the majority of hating it, there's still going to be a market. I mean, that's why they make sequel after sequel after sequel of so many films nowadays, because it's been proven time again, we're going to go out there and buy it. Just like it's just like you said, because they need ticket sales. Simple as that. I mean, as simple as that.
And I think I also answered this question earlier. In my opinion, at least, I think personally why they're doing this is because not only is there demand for it, but also because all these classic Disney films are so old, and people who want to see what it's like to see a new version of like a live action. Like I wonder what it was like. What would be like if this movie got a live action remake? It would be so amazing. And I think that's why they keep making like Aladdin. It was a masterpiece. It was such a good Disney film because of the genie and the songs and all that stuff. And like people want that, and so that's why they're making them, is because people want more of it. They want to see a new version of the classic, because sometimes not everyone likes the original classic. I personally thought that the original Pinocchio was terrifying because of the donkey thing. But
that was terrible.
Aladdin will be fun because it'll be fun to see a live action version of not only Agrabah but also the genie. I mean, we got Agrabah finally in that teaser, but we haven't gotten the genie yet. So I have no idea what he looks like. I imagine he'll look different and cool. I think my main complaint, and I'm not sure if this is even a. I mean, I don't know why I'm complaining, because I don't know why, but I feel like it is because I'm not sure about the casting of that, because when they cast Naomi Scott, I believe her name is, from Power Rangers, and she's like a Brit who doesn't look very, I don't know, Arabian or whatever. I don't know what the race of that is, but I'm not really convinced. I'm not sure that's a good casting choice. I mean, I think it'll be fine, but I just don't know. I'm not sure if it'll be a good decision, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But I still think it'll be fun. I think the reason that they're making all these remakes because audience, and also because it's been decades since we got the originals, and also like new ones like Nutcracker, amazing film, but again, it's like a remake of a classic story. So it isn't. I mean, it isn't just remakes. It's also like new adaptations of just stories, like Disney adapting just Disney films that had never gotten adapted before, and that's really important. So yeah. What? Anybody else have a answer about why they are making them? Anything else?
My cat and I are good.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the next thing on the list is new properties and brands. There's a lot of, and I want to talk about because Disney owns a lot now. They used to Disney back in the day. It was just Disney. It was just Walt Disney Pictures. It was nothing. They haven't even gotten Pixar yet, and now they have a whole slew. It's like an Infinity Gauntlet worth of properties. It's crazy.
Sooner or later, Disney's just going to own your soul. And,
Exactly. But like,
Yeah.
I remember
Probably
when they bought Pixar. I remember when they bought Marvel. I remember when they bought Star Wars. Star Wars is a big thing because I've heard a lot of people were like, Star Wars died when Disney bought them in 2012. People's opinions though, but I don't agree with that. But I don't know. What do you think about these new properties that we've gotten? What do you think of Disney as a company now than it was back then?
I think they are forming the Infinity Gauntlet of different things. My main concern is the Fox deal that they did, because it's been all but approved right now. I mean, they only have like 3 more countries to go, and they own Fox for the most part.
Oh yeah.
And my concern is, I know that it's going to be awesome to have, hey, the X-Men and the Avengers can be together. Yeah. That I'm looking forward to. However, that is one property that Fox owns. They also own the Predator films and many other ones that have been amazing. But because Disney has some great talent behind it, I mean, just absolutely phenomenal talent that they have had over the years. I mean, Kevin Feige alone, just, oh my God. Joss Whedon working on the Avengers. They've had some amazing talent behind these films.
Oh yeah.
But they continue pushing sequel after sequel. They are a monopoly now. And I think that as long as they continue to produce good product, I'm going to see their films.
Oh yeah.
But I'm very much concerned about other films like Alien. It's a horror space film.
That's not Disney. That's not what Disney is about.
Mickey Mouse had a chest burster come out of it. Yeah. Come out just all of a sudden one day. Hi everybody. I mean, it doesn't really
think about Disney in a whole new light because of all these two properties.
So I'm just, I think they're playing too much on their plate. I think that yes, they got some amazing talent, but I'm worried that the quality of the films that we are going to be receiving from here on out, I'm worried that they outstretch their services too far, that we're going to lose the quality of the property, thus losing the quality of many franchises like Alien. Granted, they are at a bit of a downward spiral with Alien right now. And the last Predator film didn't really do a whole lot to entice fans like myself, like lifelong fans. I didn't like the Predator for a couple of reasons, and if you want, I can get into that. But but I think that if they continue hiring people that understand the properties, so Joss Whedon, for example, he did a fantastic job with the original Avengers. He knew the content very well. He knew the characters extremely well. And as long as they continue to hire talent like that is damn good at what they do, I think that they are going to be able to continue. And films like that are outside the realm of what I think they can go for it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still a possibility of, are they going to fuck it up beyond recognition, just a couple of films, and thus ruin series for lifelong fans? I'm concerned.
Yeah. How about you, Lucas? What do you think of this all these properties and brands?
By this time next year, Disney's just going to own the government. We're going to live in the United States of Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, Mickey Mouse.
Pledge allegiance to the mouse.
I pledge allegiance to the mouse ears.
All hail the.
I take the roller coaster to work.
That's really all I had to say about it.
Think about Disney changing and buying all these brands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, really, you guys pretty thoroughly said everything else
Okay.
to be said.
How about you, Steven?
I don't know. It's just it's a little concerning.
Yeah.
Like it seems like the. I mean, although Disney has made plenty of good stuff, I mean,
Yeah.
even as of recently, I feel like there should be more variety, of
Yeah.
voices, if you will, in different like movie companies and whatnot. There should be more of a voice,
Yeah.
stuff like more voices than just one, because Disney is just like one, voice basically.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. I personally think that like it's just Disney must be a rich company because they went from original classics to now they own Star Wars, they own Marvel, they own Pixar, they own almost Fox now with the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that stuff. I just think like what's next? Are they going to own Paramount and all those other companies like DreamWorks and Sony Animation and Illumination? That could happen. I'm just kind of like, I feel like at this point, Disney just has unlimited money. Well, they don't clearly, but because they're just buying all these properties, they just like everything they own, and it's crazy.
Well, they
like,
pretty much do have unlimited money. They are a monopoly company.
They're like the biggest entertainment company in the world, and it's like you see the Wreck-It Ralph trailer. You'd know that there's a scene where Vanellope goes into the Disney World, and yet everything that Disney owns, Marvel, Muppets, Pixar, Star Wars, everything, and it's just insane because of how much they own. It's like,
oh yeah,
I remember because this kind of goes into the how Disney has changed part of the Disney Part 2 topic here. Is again, it went from classic children's films, like classic hand-drawn animation, to now they are an enterprise that owns multiple companies and multiple entertainment brands. And it's so weird saying Disney like because they used to be like a family-friendly brand, and now they've reached beyond that. And now it's going to be kind of, it'll be hard to see Disney the same way again. It's like, are they family-friendly still? They used to be amazing. They used to be like classic cartoon, and now they're like completely different. But they don't even make cartoons anymore. They make animated films, but they're like way different. So it's just crazy. Like that's kind of that's like how Disney has changed. Is they've bought so many companies. They bought so many companies. Pixar's like the first one they bought, and it's like why you can say any Pixar movie is a Disney movie because they are Disney movies. So it's like, I don't know. What do you guys think of how Disney has changed? How do you think they've changed? Like I said my thing, but like, do you have any opinion about how far they've come? Do you have a favorite? Do you remember like the first time you saw Disney change from where it used to be as a market, where it was just doing classic children's films, to now?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well, for me, there was a couple of Disney films that I really enjoyed. And this is me as a dinosaur fanatics, but I'm still going to say it. There was an old Disney movie called Dinosaur.
Ah, yes.
Where, it's so many fucking inconsistencies about that. It's not even funny, but still, it's a classic that I enjoy. And for me, when I knew about that film, I had no fucking clue it was Disney. I had no idea what Disney even was.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm like, oh, that's different from what I'm used to. Because for me, what my opinion of Disney was the old films, such as Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. and and all the like really older films like that. That's what I knew them as. I didn't know them as Dinosaur. I didn't know them as anything else. But as soon as they bought Marvel, I'm like, okay, this is getting a little weird.
Yeah.
As soon as they bought Marvel, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden they bite Star Wars. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And now they're buying Fox. I'm like,
Exactly.
What's
you
next?
just
Are you
do?
gonna own the entire world at some point?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I don't know. That to me was never what Disney was really about. But it's a company. They're out to make money. They're gonna do it.
I'll go next. I think that I've already said a lot, but I will say that when I knew Disney before they bought anything, it was just movies about fairy tales. You know, they take stories and they adapt them into movies from Disney about fairy tales, just classic fairy tales. And now they're doing superheroes. They're doing different animated films. They're doing Star Wars. They're doing all sorts of stuff. And I never would have thought they would have come this far. They've changed. Like I think that you go from Walt Disney voicing Mickey to Mickey holding a lightsaber is just mind blowing. It's like, how could that have? What happened to Disney? It used to be this family friendly environment where it was all classic fairy tale, happy, joy, yay, and now it's like Mickey's a fucking Jedi. So it's like, what happened? And then like Iron Man flying around, and it's like
they were like, "Hey, we can make money."
Yeah, I mean,
and then they were like, "Okay, let's make money."
I just think
that's probably about the extent of their thought process.
I think it's a different thing. Disney has changed so much, especially since Star Wars got bought.
There's another show that on YouTube that I watch. It's I forget what it's called. It's where they go over different theme parks and whatnot. I've been watching this show for a very long time. I'm sorry that the name escapes me.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to mention them at the end of this video. But one of the things that they are talking about is they talked about how Disney has changed their theme parks. So,
oh, yeah.
And what Universal always did was, what Universal does nowadays was they'll shut down their own classic rides and kind of have different things lasting for seasons instead of years.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Universal had always done. They had a couple of mainstays, such as Confrontation, but for the most part, they had a lot of other things that were, okay, so we're going to have this here one year, then they're going to have this another year.
Yeah.
And Disney, at their theme parks alone, they had mainstays. I mean, Tower of Terror. The California Adventure. It's a classic. And granted, Guardians of the Galaxy is a fun film. A lot of people enjoy it. It's a cash cow, and they're coming out with a third film very soon.
Hopefully, the next few years.
But they're starting to change their own classic rides.
Yeah.
They're starting to completely 180 them.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having them lasting decades measured by that, they're being measured by seasons. And that to me sparks a change about Disney. Jurassic Park, for example, the Universal Studios, they shut down Jurassic Park at their
I wanted to go on it, but I can't now.
At their parks. However, they are updating it to be Jurassic World now.
Yeah.
Don't have a fucking Indominus Rex, or I'm gonna kick someone's ass.
They better.
No! It's not the goddamn Indominus. If they have a Mosasaurus, though, I'll piss my pants and enjoy every moment of. God, that thing's a fucking beast. Anyway, hey, dude, I love dinosaurs. I should do I'm gonna work out next time. But anyway, but they're revamping old material. Yes, they got to keep in track with the times, but there's timeless classic for reasons. Add more. Don't just change what was already good. And Disney is starting to change what they know is good, what they know that fans enjoy, and what they know is a generational thing.
Yeah.
To me, that's probably the biggest change in the company. That's a huge fucking change, and I don't like it.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you on that. Also, I mean, eventually I'm gonna get to Disney parks later, but Yeah, I will agree with you that Disney, they just because they own so many things now, it's just crazy how far they've come. They used to be they used to be fairy tale cartoons and all that stuff, and they used to do classics, and now they're getting all these properties, and it's just basically changing how everything works. And I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think Disney has come a long way. It's like when you look at a Disney film now, it's still family friendly and all that stuff, and classic, magic, and all that stuff. But since they own so much now, it's different. I don't know.
Can I interject really quick since I found the name?
Right now, so go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, I found the name of the channel I was watching. Theme Park History. To different fans, and I'm sorry to be doing a little bit of cross promotion. They don't pay us, so don't be thinking like, hey, we got all the money thing. No, Theme Park History. They're on YouTube. They are the channel I was thinking about. And the one where they made the point of what I just mentioned as well. Hey, they're going from seasons instead of years. That's a quote from them actually. Is their Tower of Terror? Give that a watch. I've been watching a lot of their stuff recently.
Yeah.
And make a lot of good points, especially about Disney, and that I myself have noticed because I've been there only twice in my life. But yeah, they make a lot of change, and I don't really like that. I never liked that to begin with, but that just even more reinforced what I was saying. Anyway,
In some ways I like it, in others I don't.
Yeah.
I love their older films, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the
Oh, yeah.
Beast, you know, all those classics.
Under the sea, under
But,
the sea.
But I love their classic films, definitely. But as of recently, I've noticed that they've been making a lot of remakes of those classic movies.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I watched the Beauty and the Beast one recently, and although it was a very well done film, to me it just felt like almost exactly the same as the other movie. It didn't really feel a whole lot different. It just felt like they just made a live action version of the exact same movie,
exactly.
except added some sort of a couple of little tiny things here and there.
Yeah.
Like the Gaston, whatever his name was, thing, the gay thing,
The foe.
the plague, whatever, the plague thing that Belle's mom died from. I thought that part of the plot was neat, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a good movie. It was very well done, but it just felt like a complete rehash of the original animated film. I mean, I don't know. It's just not exactly my taste in that regard.
Yeah.
If we were to forget the animated movie existed, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
I recommend it, but if you already have an animated movie, you know, you're not missing a whole lot. Copying their old successes, quite literally.
Exactly. Yeah.
But and I'm not exactly a huge fan of that. I understand it'd be cool if they had like a new aspect to the story, like a new perspective, if you will. And I think they have actually tried that. But it's just with that one, with that movie in particular, it's not. They didn't really add anything new, like 100% like new to the table. It didn't really bring a new perspective to the table. It added some interesting ideas, but it didn't really, didn't feel different enough. That's the thing. It felt like, I don't want to say they were lazy, but it just felt, I don't know.
I don't want to say about that they were lazy, but they were lazy.
Yeah. I remember.
Again, it's well done. Yeah. They put a lot of effort into the visuals and stuff, but.
I remember when Disney's logo had changed, because again, we're talking about the whole Disney change thing. I remember when Disney's original logo, how it's changed. It went from the castle, and then the star going over, and then having the CGI Pixar one, and then now we have a whole new one. And when you think about Disney is changing in that perspective, it's crazy how they've changed the logo, the intro logo of that. It's just they've changed a lot. Their intro is it's completely different now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, every single company is going to change their logo every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's
Nickelodeon,
fine. That's
same thing. They changed their logo how many freaking times?
Yeah. Yeah.
87 and a half.
No, I gotta watch Avatar.
I think
Dude.
that sort of stuff that they change, it's fine. Like, I have nothing
Yeah.
against that.
Mhm.
Like, changing their logo, whatever. That's something all companies do. It's nothing new. Like, they just change with the times, you know?
Mhm.
It's
Oh yeah.
like one company is usually not going to keep the exact same logo or whatever as they
Yeah.
did, I don't know, 50 years ago, if they were around then.
Oh yeah. Like Regal changed their logo, and it's so weird.
Yeah. Stuff
Yeah.
changes. You know? That's just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of how life works.
At the end of the day, everything is based around change. Whether it's personal life or businesses, they're going to need to change to fit with times. If you don't, then unfortunately you're going to stay behind. And I hate saying it, but that in and of itself is part of the reason why they are revamping the old shows. Because if they don't update it, then it's going to just. One perspective that you can have on it is that some people are going like, "Oh, it's not going to be relevant anymore."
Yeah.
That opinion, I believe, is completely wrong. I think that it's very relevant, and they are still entertaining films
Yeah,
with what
maybe
they
that's
introduced
why
to cinemas
they
at the
updated.
time. But
Maybe that's one of the reasons why they updated movies like Beauty and the Beast. With all these new themes.
Well, for me, I really enjoyed the Beauty and the Beast film.
It was good.
Yeah.
My ex
It
and I,
was
we
good.
enjoyed that
Well done.
very much. I mean, that was kind of our movie. And
I just
because of the way that they brought in the visual effects, especially with the Beast and whatnot,
that was
and
the effects were incredible.
But at the same time, though, I think that you are right. I think that if you guys haven't seen it, watch the show Once Upon a Time.
I have almost watched all of it. I've met the actress.
I stopped watching it after a while because unfortunately there's other films I want to watch, but I'm going to be getting back to it. But anyway, for a long part of it, they're based around some of the classic Grimm fairy tales, but they make their own twist on it. And I think that they should probably be doing the same thing with retellings of the old story. Because they gotta keep it true to the original, but they gotta make sure it's fresh. Being the Beast, it was fresh enough in my opinion, but I think that they could have gone a little bit further with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And okay, I gotta say one thing though. I'm gonna stand up my soapbox. Well, that's from Washington State, especially Seattle area. And the majority of my friends I have known are all homosexuals and whatnot.
Yeah.
When a lot of people were like, "Oh, the new Beauty and the Beast, they made the film gay."
Yeah.
Dude, how many other shows in a straight manner have you seen a dude worship another guy at their feet? You're so waiting, Gaston. What the hell?
That was
If
weird.
there's anything, he was a poster child for gay people back in the day. Because, oh my Gaston. I mean, the way that I think they changed LeFou was that they made him redeemable at the end. That they actually had him realize, oh shit, I'm following a maniac. I should switch sides.
Yeah.
So to me, they actually increased LeFou, and they.
Film that I did actually like. Like there were many things that I liked about the film. That's why I'm kind of mixed about my feelings towards it. Like I like it a lot because they did a really good job on it. I like the aspects that they added to it. But again, it just felt like they copied the original movie. It felt, I don't know, it's just sort of lazy, but in some ways, but it was done in others. That's the way it felt to me. So it's kind of like so I'm kind of mixed about the film.
Yeah.
Like it's both amazing, but also lazy at the same time. It's really weird.
Yeah, I actually wanted to, again, this is how Disney has changed again. So I want to wrap this up by talking about how the animation has changed in Disney classics, because I think the last time that they released a hand-drawn animated film was Princess and the Frog in 2007. That was 11 years ago. And since then, they've changed the way they animate. Yeah, when Tangle came out, that was the first CGI animated film by Disney, based off a fairy tale. and since then they have been made no hand-drawn animated films. And I feel like the hand-drawn animated films were the I don't know. I like the new ones, but I feel like those are the classics because they were original and they were done originally without having to use any kind of technology besides I think they use some animation for the newer ones, but the old ones they are all drawn by hand, and that's how they've changed. Is the animation style is we're no longer seeing any more hand-drawn animated films. 2007 was the last year to feature a hand-drawn animated film, which was Princess and the Frog, and I kind of miss those ones. I honestly do miss the old hand-drawn classics because
same actually. I well, even beyond the fact like the classic or whatever, I just like the look of 2D or like hand-drawn or digital 2D better than like 3D animation, like 99% of the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will agree with that. Like Pixar, they introduced the idea of 3D animation, and that was great. But Disney before they had bought Pixar, they were still doing hand-drawn animation. That's the best Disney stuff. The new I still like new stuff because Pixar's done a really good job with their animation, films and able to connect everything, which I really like to have all the Pixar connection. There's always because I feel like with Pixar they usually connect it by teasing the next film. Like they have a cameo of something from the next film maybe or whatever, and I like that connection. The Disney films, the Disney originals aren't as connected. I don't think there's any kind of connection for them. Mickey's usually the only thing that's in those films is Mickey Mouse as an actual thing. Like there's kind of Mickey in the films, but Pixar has been those like connected things, and I like that. I like the fact that they're able to connect everything or tease new movies, and they didn't used to do that in the old days at all.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, probably one of my favorite teases like that was in the movie Zootopia.
Oh yeah.
When they are speaking to Weaselton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
that was funny.
You see all those movies over there. Moana, but having an otter instead. And variations and whatnot. I got one hell of a laugh out of that. That was just awesome to see.
Especially in that same scene, there was a movie that never got a release. It actually got canceled. It was I think it was supposed to be like a Jack and the Beanstalk remake, which I would love to see as a live action remake, but it never happened. It got canceled. There's also another movie out there that also never made the light of day. It was a one movie that I think they were in development, but I think the script must have been not good enough, so they canceled it. It's like it's cool to see those ideas, but it's like, okay. It's like, who knows what could happen? Who knows how many of those movies are actually real? But like Jack and the Beanstalk, I would love to see one of those. But
okay, and a little side note about Weaselton. So you know the movie Frozen, right?
Yep, he's Dick Well.
Remember the Weasel that always had to comb over to play and whatnot? I always corrected people to call him Wesselton.
Wesselton, yeah.
Remember in Zootopia when they accidentally called Weaselton Wesselton?
Wesselton, yeah.
That was just awesome.
It's just terrific.
Weaselton.
Cool. Yeah, Weaselton. Exactly what it is. That's a cool little Easter egg right there. But yeah, again, Disney animation has changed so much, and they're doing still a good job with it. But I don't know. It's really crazy how they've changed with their animation style. Because again, back in the day, they used to have back in the 30s actually with Snow White. That was their first movie, and it was all hand drawn. And then now it's like Wreck-It Ralph 2 is like, what happened?
You want to know the best part about that being hand drawn though? When you see Snow go like and her eyeballs.
Oh my goodness.
That was hand drawn, people. Remember that?
That's classic stuff. It blows me away how Disney has come this far. They're still doing their Disney movies, but no more hand drawn. It's like, I want that back. I kind of miss that old stuff because it's classic. It's what made Disney amazing, and it's still amazing still, but I honestly kind of miss it. I want to see I think they're doing like TV shows for hand drawn and like cell animation or 2D stuff. That's cool, but I want to see new movies with 2D hand drawn. That's classic Disney. It just sucks that it's not happening anymore, except like TV shows. So, that's all I want to say about that. The next two topics I wanted to talk about were annoying and great songs for Disney. What? This is a song that it was in the movie Frozen, and it annoyed the hell out of me. And I hated it. It became the torture song. But recently, I'm actually going to like it again, and that was
Let It Go.
Okay, let me finish. So,
Let it go.
guys,
Don't go back
when I first saw the movie in theaters, I had never heard the song. I'm like, this is an interesting song. But the problem with that song is that the reason why it became so annoying and so repetitive is because it kept being played over and over and over again.
Oh, God,
and it's like, come on, guys. I get it. It's a cool song, but you seriously gotta stop. And it got
Seriously, you gotta let it go.
Exactly. And I'm like, this song again, I hate it. And it became so repetitive that I didn't want to listen to it again. And now it's like, I'm okay with it again. I'm okay with listening to it again because it's not that bad. But that's just one of the most annoying songs ever. Do you guys have any songs like that that are really annoying?
They're annoying, eh? Oh, God. Let me think.
I mean, Let It Go is the obvious example of just one that got overplayed.
Oh, yeah.
To the point of being obnoxious. I don't really have any of them that I strongly dislike, though.
Yeah.
I have a couple of songs, but I forget the name of them. I just know that as soon as I think of the name, it's going to snap right in my head, and I'm going to remember the lyrics all the way over again. But there are a couple of songs I hear on the radio that I'm just like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I think we're talking about Disney songs specifically.
Oh, Disney.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, on that note, this is just one that I love to have stuck in my head, so it's a little bit of a different. What can I say except you're welcome?
I love that.
That's a good song, though.
I actually love having the song stuck in my head. It's awesome. Dwayne Johnson, you can sing.
I mean, again,
I love that soundtrack. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius. Moana is best Disney movie.
Yeah, we're talking about both annoying and great songs, so totally.
So if you're talking about great songs, I think that one. But there's not really any.
Moana, best Disney movie.
I'll fight you on that one. No, honestly, they're except for Let It Go, just because I heard it over and over and over and over again. I kind of agree with the masses on this one. It got fucking annoying. But aside from that, though, I actually enjoy most of their work. I'm not the biggest Disney fan in the world. I don't think that every single film that they've ever made is spectacular, but some of their shows are awesome. Let me just come back to me on this question. I might have it in about 5 minutes. Come back to me on that one.
I think another great song is I think it was "Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. Great song.
God, yeah.
Great song. I love that.
Make a man out of you.
It's a great song, though. My sister loves it. It's so fantastic.
Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. What? I like this song.
I think that also, Aladdin had some great songs. I mean, obviously, there's so many songs in the Disney movies that have great songs. Moana, all those had great songs.
You ain't never had a friend like me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But again, there's some, aside from the great songs, there's also ones that are really repetitive and annoying. I just hated them. The only one I can think of is Let It Go, because that just got...
Okay, I got one that is actually kind of racist. Oh, yeah. It's an old song.
Yeah.
The one from Peter Pan?
No, I think it was Lady and the Tramp with the Siamese. We are Siamese.
Oh, God.
That song, just like... Oh my God! I listened to that the other day. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking racist.
I remember when I was young, and I saw that song. I just thought it was a goofy little la 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 la. But now that I've grown up, I'm like, oh shit, actually kind of racist.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit, laddie.
Like, looking at it, it's obviously supposed to be like a stereotypical Asian thing, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's all I can say. Do you guys have any other annoying or great songs you'd like to talk about? Because we can move on to
last. Okay, if we're talking about great songs, okay. Under the sea.
Oh yeah, that was on.
Under the sea. I gotta admit, I wasn't the biggest fan of The Little Mermaid growing up.
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan of it because it was just the ending with Godzilla Ursula freaked the hell out of me.
Good grief! Yeah.
And when King Triton is all pissed off and zap zap zap, I was like, oh my god! But,
yeah, exactly.
But you gotta admit, Under the Sea and keep singing. I mean, don't you think my collection's complete? I mean that song at least. I gotta admit that one I kind of always found annoying growing up. Don't you think my collection's complete? I just think I'm a girl. The girl.
Yeah.
Has everything. My dad loves The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah.
When I was really young, he said that he loved it, and I said, "You just love her seashells, don't you?" I'm sorry, it's true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so my favorite. I mean, I already said my annoying song. My favorite song. There's a lot of them, but I think I gotta go with Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Such a great song. It's just awesome. I love it. I sing it. Well, I don't sing it all the time, but
one's sick like Gaston, no one quick as Gaston.
I love that song.
Don't you see how your biceps suspend?
Yeah, honestly, with that song, because I watch a lot of plays of the musical, they leave out the eggs part of it. They completely leave it out. It's so annoying. It's like when I was a child, I ate 4 dozen eggs. They just cut that song and that part of the lyrics out. Like, what the hell? Seriously?
One thing about lyrics then, since we're on the topic.
Yeah.
I remember when I was really young and I saw Aladdin, and I remember the original version. They'll cut off your ear if they don't like your face.
Oh my god.
Remember that song at the very opening of it? But then the backlash over those lyrics, so they change it. With their tongue,
when did they change
ages immense and something like that.
When did they change that?
Because it was.
When did they change that?
Because the original line was Arabian Night. And when they said the lines, they will cut off your ear if they don't like your face.
When did they change this? What year did they change this? Like,
it was like right after it came out in the theater, the outlash against it. So as soon as they were sent out on DVD, they switched right back.
Huh. That's weird.
But I still remember that the cut off your ear thing. Remember when I was singing along to it one day and I said those lyrics and my mom was like, "What the hell? Yeah, no, that's not the right one anymore. That's not the right one anymore."
Yeah. Do any of you have any more like annoying or your favorite Disney songs or the most annoying Disney song?
I just like everything from The Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh boy, that's a hard one. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Okay, I'm not gonna force you to answer that, but if you have any, it'd be cool to hear about that.
I don't have one that I find to be my favorite.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap up with a couple more topics here. We can go over this one real quick, and then we can wrap up with the last one. The most underrated and overrated Disney films. Yeah, real quick, and just get this real quick because we are running out of time here.
Underrated?
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta think about this.
Black Cauldron was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I never had a chance to see that one growing up.
They skipped the first book. They made the second book. So come on.
Oh, okay. I got one for overrated.
Oh, yeah?
Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah. That movie is just like, nah.
I only saw that movie once or twice when I was young, and never watching it again.
The second one was racist.
I haven't seen either one, but
the sequels never exist. Those are just pretend.
Yeah.
I like
overrated. I did not like that movie when I first saw it, and I just and learning what I have now about history and American and all that, I'm just like, they released that shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you look at the true story of freaking brutal. Oh my god, when you look at the true story of her, oh my.
Yeah.
Overrated, that's about my only one, but underrated, I don't really know. I think that each good one has gotten its dues for the
Treasure
Disney
Planet.
Yeah, that's one. That's a pretty underrated one, actually.
Oh yeah. Oh,
There's more respect.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot that was a Disney film. I completely forgot that was a Disney film. Yeah, that one's really underrated. I love that movie growing up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those forgotten ones. It's like people always forget them. It's like they're pretty good, actually. No, I mean I can't personally talk about any of the ones that I know because I don't really know any underrated / overrated Disney films. But I mean they're out there, and some of them I just like I can really care less about them. Some of them I'm like it deserves more respect because they're so well known. They're classics. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but anybody else have an answer for your the one? Any I mean, the whole idea of that part of the discussion is, the idea is why they are underrated or overrated. I don't really have an answer for that either because I don't know why they are. They just are. They just kind of fell into the Disney fold of people who don't care about them anymore, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't have any answer for why they are under or overrated, but they just are.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Sometimes they just do that, but
This isn't Disney, but it's DreamWorks.
yeah.
But I think a lot of the early DreamWorks films, like Prince of Egypt and Spirit, I think it was.
Prince of Egypt was DreamWorks.
I don't hear about them.
Yeah, early DreamWorks, one of the first ones they had.
I
But
forgot that.
overrated? That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I think most of them get the praise that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, especially like the old. I'd have to watch them again, like back to back, and know, okay, are they actually that good? But I remember they're really good films. I do think they get the praise that they deserve for the most part, the Disney ones. Especially, I can't really think of any like overrated.
Same here. I don't know either. I put on the list because there's a lot of Disney films out there that you don't get enough praise because they came out such a long time ago and people just forget about them. It's like, oh, whatever, like the Iron Giants. People don't really respect that anymore. Although it did get a cameo in Ready Player One, but it just an underrated Disney film. Yeah, that's a good one. People don't like Iron Giant anymore because it's just kind of it quote sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it just isn't getting enough love. So, that's all I can say about that part of it. I wanted to wrap up real quick and talk about Disney parks and character costume because any characters you meet at the Disney parks, their costumes are not very accurate. Someone didn't look at Disney films. But Disney parks, I've only been to Disney World when I was a kid and Disneyland a few years ago. So, and also Universal. But we're talking about Disney here, Disney parks. Yeah.
Haven't been to any of them. Rip.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to the Star Wars land.
Definitely. I think Disney World is gonna be changed.
My brother lives in California, and he and I are planning on me flying down there for a week and visiting him or my brother. Well, I call him my brother, but anyone that's saying my channel, David, that old guy. Yeah, he's over in Cali, and I'm planning on flying out there. Once or twice there, and probably going to Star Wars Land and Disneyland, and I really want to go to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights next year.
Yeah,
really want to go to that. But the expansions that Disney is doing is really awesome. But I've only been to Disneyland before. I've never been to Disney World. I've heard a lot of good things about that place, but Land I've been to twice, and I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, Disneyland was a fun one. I remember when I went to there was it wasn't really much of a meeting. It was they were just there. It was it was people in costume as Aladdin and Jasmine, and I was terrified. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to go near you. And it was just me because I'm very socially awkward when it comes to new people. So going over there to talk to people in costume as Aladdin and Jasmine, I'm like, no. But I put this on the list because costumes are really important for characters for those parks. If you're in costume as a character, you got to be accurate. I noticed a lot. Like I feel like Disney, the people who work for Disney, people who tailor the costumes for Disney, they don't really look at the movies. They don't get the costumes right. They don't look at the movies like, okay, this person's wearing this costume, let's imitate it. They don't even do that. A lot of the costumes you see in the movies aren't at the parks. Like they don't really. I mean, they get pretty close, but they're nowhere near it. And it annoys me. It's like, really? I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about here? About costumes having inaccuracy, because it's really important to have that. Especially if you're looking at a film and then you go to the park like, oh, it's blank from this movie. Like, oh, what's with their costume? It's all wrong. You know?
Well, I'm honestly like, okay, if you go and look at any of the videos and then you see the way that they had Mushu portrayed, it's literally a dude standing up in a suit. They can't really be that accurate. I mean, can you really see a small, like, who the hell could play Mrs. Potts, life size?
Yeah, good grief.
I mean, like, hi, how you doing? I mean, how big are they going to be? Yes, they're going to be off. Of course. It's literally dudes in suits walking around. Dudes and dudettes, but
yeah.
Though you gotta admit, the way that Gaston does this, he is paid to be an asshole to people. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. But for the most part, they're actually pretty accurate, especially the main cast members. Yes, they gotta have variations, but remember, these are guys in suits. Their job is to walk around and interact with people. I mean, if you really wanted to be accurate to the whole thing, they make a real life animation. That's the only way that you're ever going to be accurate. Nowadays, they do have those animatronic heads where they move and move the eyes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you're walking around the park, this guy's in a suit. How the hell is he going to operate that? Look at all the different people around here. I mean, literally, he's got to go. I mean,
yeah.
Other than that, if you really want to go for accuracy, then make a fucking robot.
Yeah, exactly.
But is technology there yet? So frankly, to the people that are oh no, you can't be doing that. You're not accurate. Fuck you. More accurate than before.
Yeah. I think what I mean is like at Disney parks, and this is one of my favorite Disney princess, Belle. Because I look at the movie and I look at the new movie, they're different, obviously, but because they wear the costume based off the original 1991 movie, and I look at the dress like, okay, and then look at the dress in the park like, what? So it's different. It's way different. The top part has a rose instead of pearls. It's like, what? Did they even watch the movie? Where did the rose come from? It's like, really? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, I think that's the only character they have where the costume is just not quite right. Never in my life have I seen a version of Belle with a rose. What? I mean, like a gold rose on the actual dress. It's like, what? I don't understand it. It just makes no sense. And
it's different versions.
The only costume that I've seen where they've had inaccuracy. I don't know. It's weird. And like it's kind of like with the Disney princesses. Like not all of them are actually princesses. Like Mulan, Moana, Elsa. Not really princesses. I mean, maybe Elsa was a princess in the beginning of the movie, but Coronation, not princess. She's your queen. That's not the same. So it's like, I don't know. Kind of going to Disney parks, it's fun, but it's different. It's like a whole different experience, especially since they are putting those. I think they're doing the scent thingies when you walk through the.
They've
street.
always had that.
Yeah,
They've always had that.
It's quite interesting.
If you look at some of the horror stories from the people that have actually worked there in those suits and whatnot, yikes. If you're reading into any of those horror stories, just
smile
yikes.
all the time. That's gonna be painful. They're smiling and talking at the same time. That's just like, how are they? Well, smiling, nothing but smiling. Like they can't not smile. It's like, how are they able to? That just sounds miserable.
Well, hard. When you work in customer service and that, think of it this way: they are at a high intensity job as well. I mean, whether you love your job or hate it, No job is going to be perfect, but some people are willing to do whatever they got to do. I can
Yeah.
tell you right now, I work for a company where I help people all the time, but some of my dealings have to be I got to give them bad news. I don't put a smile on my face for that. But even just having a smile when you're just like, "Hi, thank you for calling, and let's go from here." That's going to help you a lot. It's going to help your own personality, and it's going to help them. A lot of people, myself included, when I was working at McDonald's at my current job, even though I might not be talking to people directly, like in person, but over a telephone instead, a smile helps a lot.
Oh yeah.
So to be honest, I can't see how they can do the job without smiling, because otherwise they're going to be having a miserable day. And not only that, but the Imagineers, their bosses essentially, aren't really going to like that. So they're going to be putting their own job on the risks, upsetting the guests, and upsetting themselves. Working customer service, you learn a lot of different tips and tricks, because otherwise you're going to have one shitty day, especially walking around in that heavy outfit that cannot be accurate to the movie.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think there was a video where this impressionist went to Disneyland and went to the Cinderella Sisters, and they broke character. They're not supposed to do that, but they did. It's like, this guy is so good that he got them to break character. That's hard because they can't break character. Their job is to not. They have to stay in character. It's just like, wow.
The last time I went to Disneyland or any of the Disney parks, 2010, 2011.
Jeez.
And I remember that was back when they were still building Cars Land.
Yeah.
I was there like a year or two after they had built Cars Land. No.
Wow.
Oh my god, I went there in 2014. Man, time flies.
I imagine it's changed a lot since then.
Huh?
I mean, the fact that they have both Disney World and Disneyland is a lot. That's like, they can't. It's crazy that they have two different parks.
And then think of all the expansion they do within each park.
Yeah.
Plus, they have California Adventure. Plus, they have multiple other parks at Disneyland and Disney World throughout the fucking world.
Yeah, they Wizard the Harry Potter Land and
they have. I don't think that they own Harry Potter.
Oh, no. That's Universal Studios. That's Florida.
No, but the amount of different parks that they have, Disneyland Shanghai, Disneyland, all around the fucking world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They have all around the world. So those two parks are just in the U.S.
Yep, definitely. It's they've changed a lot, but Star Wars Land I'm looking forward to because it's going to be awesome. Marvel Land sounds really cool. So I think they're expanding a lot. They're doing a really cool job. I mean, it's going to be cool to see because originally before they had everything, like it was back in 23. I don't even know what it was like back then, but they've changed a lot. They used to be Disney, princesses, the other characters, the castles, all that stuff, the classic cartoons, and now it's like they're working on a Star Wars Land and a Marvel Land. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like, okay, I have more than just one reason to go to Disney World or Land because it's freaking expansion packs. Seriously, how rad is that? That's just like the best. So the lands that they have in store for us, obviously we can't get there, but I'm excited to see, what they're gonna do with those kind of things because it's really cool. So that's all I had for this episode. Is there anything else you guys like to talk about before we end this here?
Year.
Oh.
Here.
Here, I meant
here.
I could have sworn you said end this year. I'm like,
no,
have fun, dude. My birthday has to come first.
Yeah. But yeah. Anything else?
Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
I think that's gonna do it for this episode. So thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Madhouse. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. We all really do appreciate the support. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more episodes of this podcast and other series that I do. Also, make sure you subscribe to bigdinoguy. His link will be in the description below. Also, make sure you click the bell to enable alerts so you won't miss any of my uploads. And we will be back next time with another episode. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.